Hello, can you all hear me? Thank you for being here. Now you had the tall, great-looking guy, and now my life was totally different than his life, right? Wow. But I listened in on some of the exchanges of those, the exercise. Quite beautiful, right? Really warm. It's an honor for me to be here, to be invited to you. I'm an art critic, so I'm like a big downer. I'm not sure what I am going to say, honestly. But I'll probably say something. One thing that's occurred to me, and I've checked around, is you all are loosely in what I would call, right, the interior design universe cosmos, right? It's a good cosmos. It's probably one of the oldest arts on Earth, if you think about it, because once you're done fishing for food or eating or making a tool, you have to sit down. Nobody was just sleeping in a cave. We now are finding Neanderthal homes, as it were, places that they lived, and they had stuff like you. Toilets without running water, junk around, places to sit, places to sleep, places to eat. Don't forget, at that time, the pharmacy and the kitchen were the same place. The hospital, the pharmacy, the kitchen, the home, comfort, use, adaptability. Neanderthal made tools. They lived 1 million years before we came along. They had fire. They traded different stones to make and hatch at other stones, and they made these stones beautiful and then applied ochre on the edges of them. There's no use for that ochre, and the ochre, where it was found, where the tool is found and where the ochre came from, can be 300, 400 miles away. They had a material culture. We've always been doing this. Where's creativity? What's the future of it? The same as the past. Without it, we don't live, right? Making your work is a way of being alive. It occurred to me that there are no interior design, hardcore interior design critics. And do you know what that means? You're dancing naked in public, and no one is looking. Now, normal people, which none of you are, normal people dance naked in private. I hate to say this, but your parents did that last night. Disgusting, but you, because you're messed up and you have other needs, like me, have to dance naked in public. But if no one sees you dance, I think that there might be an incomplete circuit. You all have a smaller complete circuit, however. If you're making or buying a chair for a client, the minute they sit down on the chair and hate it or like it, that's your critic. You have very specific audiences that you're trying to both please and then teach them. And that's a beautiful thing. I would say that not having interior design critics leads to horrendous problems. You walked here on 28th Street. The exterior of, say, the Zaha Hadid building, fabulous. And then the rest of the buildings, it's not even architecture. You've seen the catastrophe. I'm the downer after the good-looking guy. You've seen the catastrophe of Hudson Yards that pushed up like gigantic, shiny steel, icebergs over 13 years. And I've looked back at every design, every architecture critic who said, nary a word. The plans were there from the beginning. We knew what was coming. And then when it opened, and this, it bothers me. The architecture critics all ran in and went, it's terrible. It's just so corporate, It's just, give me a Pulitzer Prize. And I want to say, and I did write this, and the architecture critic who I love, I know them. There's only like 4. They're all men. They're all men. This is a gigantic problem. And they're way up in their heads. Get the fuck out of your heads, men. All of them were furious at me when I posted on my idiot Instagram, and I hope you all will follow me, at Jerry Saltz. And you don't need a team. The guy early this morning, right? You don't need a fucking team of 220 people to tell you what to do on Instagram. You want me to make you a god. Right now on Instagram, radical vulnerability. You show your work. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. But there's more. There's got to be foreplay. And I'm a man, which is a big deal for us. No, see, I ruined the talk just like that. What I mean is, you better post your own work and be your own best spokesperson and don't bullshit. Don't fucking bullshit. Talk to your audience, talk to me the way you would talk to me, to your friends, to yourself. You would go, I'm not positive about making this chair. A little bit wide, but I'm really into the blah-de-blue, blah-blah, the color, da-da-da-da. You become honest. But more than posting your own work, because this isn't about sales. It's about a way of knowing yourself, a way of knowing the world. That's what art, design, music, all of it is. Nobody asks what a Mozart means. What does Matisse mean? What does ABBA mean? Dancing Queen. Now I wish we could see the other guy dance. Dancing Queen. It's an experience. It's a bodily confirmation. Art, like design, is a verb. Art is something that does something. And it does something to you, and it does something to others. It either has a use or it does not. If what you do has no use, all I would say is it better be fucking useful to you. And that's fine with me. There's nothing wrong if you've got this soup that you make that everybody hates. But you keep making it anyway, and you make it for yourself. I think that's great. However, you're not well adjusted. You are dancing in public. I'm like me. I forgot where I was going with this. Where did I start that? Art is something, design is something that does something. The paintings in Egyptian tombs are not meant to be seen by mortal human beings. They are only meant to be seen in the afterlife, okay? There are eyes painted on the side of sarcophagi. Those are so the corpse can see out. It's very simple. Our first sculptures of women, who I believe the first sculptors are obviously women who made the great Venus of Willendorf. And I'm going to show you the pose if I can, and I'll go into profile to show you. Remember what she looks like. She's got a teeny weeny head, and then little teeny feet, huge butt, and very chesty. It's exactly what you see when you look in a mirror, right? It's like, what a disaster. I hate my neck, you know. Here's what all those figures are doing. Watch this. You've never looked at it before. They go like this. Do you see what the arms are doing? On the breast. Do you see what they're doing? No one's ever written this, but I think I figured it out. Anybody had children and nursed children? What are you doing when you do this? You're pushing the milk down. These are small sculptures made with softer stone, always, not the hard stone, made, I believe, by women as either toys, devices to help get you pregnant, and devices to help stop you from getting pregnant. It's very simple. All art had uses. In memory, people used to stand, well, not in memory, 300 or 400 years ago. The first thing a battle would take place is somebody would come out with a painted symbol and go like this. And then the other side would bring out theirs, and my side would go, holy shit, it's a pretty good icon. Donald Trump made one of the most perfect designs since the swastika. He invented an American swastika. When you see it, you have feelings, don't you? Pro or con. If you have pro, please leave. I'm just sick. And just vote for whoever the fuck runs. The only thing I wanted to ask the Google person, the only thing was, Google, yes, the fabric is fabulous. Swag, yay, I'm here for the swag. It's never what you want. But who's going to win the election? You. It's up to you. You can do this, you dopes. Are you here, Kate? Google, come here. There's nothing wrong with Google. It's there, but they, work, people, work. Of course, now I'm lost. Art is something that does something. Art, design, all the things we surround ourselves are doing this. May I be frank with you? Here's basically what art does. It looks at you from across the room and goes, hello. I saw you looking at me. I saw you give me a sidelong glance through a party. Come here. Come here. Come closer. I could change your life. I could change your life. Love me. Put me in your bedroom. Put me in your put me in your That's what's going on, my loves. And the radical vulnerability that I ask you to show, even on your idiot Instagrams, is not only your work, but the little things you see. If you like the corner of that, backdrop, you post a dumb picture of it and go, like. No food and no dogs, okay? This technology is so fun and simple that why are you posting your meals? I have friends that go to India and I go, post pictures of India because I'm never going to make it. And they post a picture of a plate of curry. This is like around, and I go, you could be in Houston or Hudson Yards. Life. We want more life. Did you see the old movie Blade Runner? What is the last thing that Roy, the Nexus 6 replicant, who is a perfect model of you, only better looking, he kills his God the way you might if you found her or him. He kills his God by putting out God's eyes, kissing his God, a man, on the mouth, and saying to him, and I'm going to swear now, but it's a great line because his maker kept saying, we tried everything. What a great journey we've given you. It's epically beautiful, all of this life. And the last thing Roy says to him is, when Tyrell says to him, what do you want? He said, I want more life, fucker. We want more life, and our work does this. This is an all-volunteer army, my loves. If you don't like it, leave. Leave right now. We complain about our professions because that's fun. That is great. I love the gossip. Love the gossip. That's the juice. That's the jazz. Love it all. Make an enemy of envy tonight. 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 Envy is always in the service of the other. It looks in. It looks out and then only sees what's going on out there. She has better ankles. He has better hair. That guy is really good looking. He has no idea what's going on this earth. We all have demons. I too wake up at 3:15 in the morning with the same words that you hear. I'm no good. I won a Pulitzer Prize. You'd think that would help. I never went to school. I have no degrees whatsoever. You have imposter syndrome? I never wrote a word in my life. I was a long-distance truck driver until I was 41. Because like you, I was afraid. Afraid to be myself. Afraid to speak in my own voice. Afraid that my hands are bouncing like Betos. I just saw it. God damn it. I was afraid. I was afraid, like you, that I would be revealed a sham. I didn't go to the right school. I didn't have enough money. I envied. I walked around New York City and looked at every single loft and apartment and said, God damn you. I should have that. The world sort of, to translate it, the world owes me. I'm sorry it doesn't. If you didn't marry well, or land a trust fund, or hit the lottery, you're going to have to accept that you will probably, don't get irked at me for this, is not be rich. It's not so bad. I'm as broke as you. There's holes in my goddamn sock, I noticed, as I went. Just like you. My laundry is a mess. And I love my life. I love my life the way you love yours. You want more. I get that. You should just keep wanting. That's a good, healthy thing. All the things they say are bad are not so bad. Ambition is beautiful. We've kept women in a box forever. Oh, don't speak up, dear. It's not becoming. Well, screw you. I'm not here to be becoming for you. Don't stay in your own lane, ever. Don't just start making one damn product. What the hell? Is that what you were thinking when you were scribbling on your parents' walls with poop? And crayons? And they had to say, oh my God, she's an artist. It's a disaster. But then you say, well, I want to get, Look, I was mad this morning at the artsy guy. My feeling about him, and then we had a big argument, and he was great. He wrapped me around his finger at the end and said, it was great to meet you. And I was like, unmanned, I'm not interested in you guys just buying art by clicking for it. I'm not interested in people that have to have art be expensive. It's too expensive. All of others have talked about widening the tent. Oh, really? To buy a $300,000 or $600,000 dot painting by Damien Hirst? You want to know what I think of the dot painting? I love those fuckers. And I love them so much This is true. You can look at my idiot Instagram. I had a perfect bootleg made. Perfect. And I had the person sign their name. I paid them $155. A poor artist. They were able to do it, and they needed the money. And that amount of money hurts for me. It has to hurt for you to not get as much as you want. I get it, man. We have to resent each other equally in every exchange. Try that with your sex life. It's a disaster. We have to resent each other equally. So I pay more, so I resent you for not getting it right. You get less. Okay. And I live with it, and I have you sign it. I don't need the aura. Too much design, too much art, too much life is the way it is because no one's asking anything. Really, that no one's being themselves. We've allowed these things, for good and bad, sometimes it's great, but to become self-replicating organisms, subject to nothing. Wealthy people buy what other wealthy people buy. White men show. Why? Because other white men have shown. You buy the dot painting because she bought the dot painting because he bought the... Screw you all. I'm not going to make fun of the artists. I want everyone to be rich. I really mean it. The good, the bad, and the very bad. That includes you losers. No matter how bad you are, I want you to at least have money. And you do, you dopes. All of us are poor, except for like 1% of 1% of 1% who get to sit up here. And it's not going to work that way. This has to be inverted, right? And we are inverting this. Let me look at my timer. Well, I only have 3 minutes. Oh, God. Usually I'm like idiot Bruce Springsteen, and I speak for 3 hours. And you can't go to the bathroom. It's horrible. Let me tell you 2 quick things before I stop. How many of you own dogs? Okay. Dog owners, what's your dog's name?
Blinky.
What?
Blinky.
Blinky. What's yours? What? You.
Bonnie.
I didn't hear.
Bonnie.
Bonnie, Blinky, Coco. These are cat names. Come here, Coco. What? Shiloh. What are you, from the South? Eh? That's what art critics can do. I can do parlor tricks where I can tell you all about your life, honest to God, just by looking at you and talking with you for 10 minutes, the same way you can. We're reading the codes. That's why it's so fun to go to Europe for Americans, because we can no longer read the codes. And you're like, finally, your brain turns off. Okay, you call Shiloh. Come here, Shiloh. Shiloh big, probably? God damn it. You walk on the street, it smells me, I can't stand it, he starts to nip at me, and I go, excuse me, and you go, oh, Shiloh's okay. And he's slobber. You hate me. I love you, though. And here's what happens if you call Shiloh in 1 minute and 42 seconds. God damn it. Shiloh will come up to you and go, wag his tail, and you've had direct communication with another species. Amazing, really amazing. Cross-species communication. Dogs, as all dog people know, I hate them, colonized us 10,000 years ago. They figured out how to make us feed them, and they, in the deal, have made themselves useful. Bark, catch rats. That's what, 100%. Adaption. Adaption is what evolution is. Now, how many of you own cats in the next 59 seconds? Okay, what's your cat's name? Tommy. Cricket. The cat people, I want you to notice, I can see it from up here, they all sat together. Weird. The pheromones are all over, I have antenna at all times. Here's what happens in 30 seconds when you call a cat. Come here, Timmy, or whatever the hell the thing says. Come here, Timmy, and here's what Timmy does. Watch this. It'll kind of look at you and go. And then maybe get up and do this on the couch, right? And then walk around once and then do this. You know what Timmy's doing to you? It's communicating to you with a third thing. It's placed the couch, the chair, the sacred dance in between you and itself. And it's communicating something unlike the dog. My loves, art, design, you are cats. You are cats. You are sublimating for your love as opposed to the dog who just comes up and goes, love me, love me, love me. What time is it? Now, now, now. It's always now. Cats are different. And that's what you are. You're communicating in very mysterious, beautiful ways. And the final thing to get through the long, dark nights of the soul before I leave you, to get you through to make an enemy of envy, to become radically vulnerable, to work. Grow, man up, woman up, grow a pair of whatever. Brave the demons. You just brave them. The ones that say, you don't know what you're doing. You didn't go to the right school. Your ankles are a mess. You have bad hair. You don't have money. You don't have connections. You want to give me your inner voice?
Oh, gosh.
Quickly?
You'll never get there.
You'll never get there. You are a loser. Huh? Nobody could be as late a bloomer and loser as me. If I can get there, you can get there. But what you do at 3:15 in the morning, and then I'm going to go, is when you're hearing, you don't really know history, you're an imposter, what you're doing can't change anything, what are you even doing here? Your hair is a mess, you're not smart, you're always wrong. What you do is you do not wake up the person next to you. I tried that in my 20s. It doesn't work. Then you whine, 3:15 to 4:30, you whine. The other person's awake and you fall asleep. Bad for relationships. Although in your 20s, just don't go out with any more guitar players, women. Okay? Drummers and musicians, give it up. No, you're yelling at me. Okay. When you hear those voices, you don't have the money. You don't have enough time to work. You don't have anything. What I want you to do, and I'm really serious, to speak back to these demons so they don't stop you the way they did me until I was 41 years old. I want you to look back at those demons and say, yeah, but I'm a fucking genius. And then go back to sleep and get back to work. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.